Hi. So I was gonna do a YouTube video off my laptop, but for some reason it's not working. So I'm Miranda. I am pretty new to making videos, but something that I guess on a dream level or on a level of just spirit moving me is that I need to let my voice be heard and share the things that I know and have you guys share the things that you know, because knowledge is always great. So I have 3 different decks here. The first one that I'm going to do, I guess, because I'm shuffling the cards, is the Armenti Oracle. I really like these cards. They have a really good backstory with them, so I will be reading from the book just because the book is there for information that definitely pertains to the collective level, the heart level. It's called Living with a Feather Heart, and it was written by Jennifer Sodini. This is what it looks like. The back of it. So let's go. First card is I Honor Virtue. Okay. So just give me a second to look it up. The only thing I don't like about the cards is that they're not numbered, so it's a lot of kind of flipping through to find what you're looking for. Found it. So this is a really big picture of it. Oh, you know what? It's number 1. I honor virtue. Virtue is defined as moral excellence, goodness, or righteousness. But this definition alone does not fully encapsulate what living the ideal means. It has been said that the 4 cardinal virtues are temperance, prudence, courage, and justice. 4 pillars emerging from a strong spiritual foundation that holds the divine astral architecture of the soul in place. The pillars of virtue can be honored by remembering the call to action this ideal evokes. So if you, well, for example, for me, by making the videos, by sharing what Spirit has taught me, by sharing what I've learned so far, or the things that I've even let go. I mean, like, I come from a Catholic background, and for me to move out of catechism into a more universal spiritual outlook on life, that was probably like the hardest journey that I've ever had to take, ever. Even still, like, just letting go of all the things that I've been taught my entire life is something that's very hard to do. It takes a lot of persistence in challenging yourself's ideals. And it's a pretty personal journey too. I mean, on your discovery to what God means to you, or your relationship with your God, or, you know, whatever else. I definitely feel that God is something that can only be a relationship with yourself and your God, you know? So, to know means to record in one's memory, but to understand means to blend with the thing and to assimilate it oneself. It's an Egyptian proverb. To show temperance is to be reminded to keep your spiritual scale balanced, to keep a calm mind, to control your emotions, to breathe, to remember love are the highest truths. To demonstrate prudence is to exercise caution, to remain practical, and to use discretion. It is to be aware and ponder the weight of your actions, to contemplate how each choice may manifest through every area of your life. Weigh and consider your options for action, because there is always a direct reaction as it ripples through time. To be courageous is to keep an open heart and to stay strong in the face of adversity. It is to be reminded to create from a place of love by aligning your heart with your mind. You can dissolve any fear by facing it head on, because the only way past fear is through it. All darkness has the potential to be transmuted into light by letting your own inner light shine. Emotional, physical, and mental strength are the actions of this inner light, from which courageousness emerges. The fortitude of I honor virtue allows for a liberation of spirit, untethered from the binding chains of fear. To apply the virtue of justice to your life is to will what is fair and to remember to do the right thing always. Being courageous isn't about having to be right. It's about being right in the spiritual sense of a connection to heart, to compassion, to kindness, to empathy, and to a humble awareness of the interconnected nature of every living being. Okay. So then moving on, I'm only going to draw 3 cards from the tarot deck, just because it can get a little bit long. One of these days I'll do like a full Celtic cross, or I'll do like a wheel of life. Oh, one dropped out. 8 of Pentacles. Pentacles. Ooh. It's got Centaurus on there. And he is holding an arrow. There's no bow with it though. And it has an M and an H. So pentacles, a lot of times they are represented as like money. But when I think of pentacles, I think of like rings. So, you know, if you have 8 things going on in your life, then these 8 things will go in a certain direction. And to this deck is the Celestial Tarot deck. And it has a lot of Greek mythology along with it. So I like to read from the book. And then usually when I'm doing readings with clients and stuff, I ask them, like, do you want to know about the Greek mythology, or do you want to know just how it applies to you? I always like to do the Greek mythology just because who doesn't like stories? Okay, so the next card I drew was the 3 of Swords. And for those who... and the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Swords is very much associated with like Mother Mary or any kind of feminine power. And in the feminine empowerment, we always honor the masculine as well, because there is no separation. They are equal. Okay, 3 of Swords. Corona. The ancient northern constellation of Corona Borealis, the crown of Ariadne, represents the 3 of Swords. Ariadne betrayed her family to help her lover Theseus, but her heart was broken when he abandoned her. In the midst of her deepest grief, her true soulmate, the god Dionysus, materialized to crown her. While a painful separation has occurred, Ariadne finds reconciliation through mourning. When this card appears, it suggests that love and loss are intertwined, and to experience true love, loss and grief must also be acknowledged. Definitely. I mean, you never know what you lose until you lose it, and it can be really heartbreaking, but at the same time, through our heartbreaking, we have the opportunity to heal and to transmute everything that is dark into the light. Okay, Three of Cups. To the ancients, the constellation Argo Navis was the great ship that carried the Argonauts on their search for the Golden Fleece. The Argo is the vessel that symbolizes leaving familial ground and encountering life outside our safety zone. But it also reminds us that when we relate to others outside the familial circle, we unwittingly replay family patterns. The Three of Cups marks the maturing and acceptance of feelings that are necessary for a successful relationship. When the Three of Cups appears in a spread, the unconscious is alerting us to the complexity of feelings, which ignites love. And the Eight of Pentacles. With the Eight of Pentacles, we enter the sphere of the wise and humble centaur, whose name means hand. Unlike other centaurs, Chiron's instinctual side was channeled into being masterful and handy, recognized as a teacher of the ancient wisdom and a natural healer. Chiron taught his apprentices the sacred heroic arts with great respect for the traditions of the earth. Through attention to detail, persistence, and dedication to his craft, the hero learned to engage the soul through work. When this card appears, the individual is apprenticing, called by an inner voice to apply their skill and talent to a soulful vocation. I just got chills. So, I guess, I mean, with my opening statement, with me stating, you know, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm being called to do, this is my action, and I'm actually doing it right now. Again, this is my first time, so bear with me. But I definitely think that all the people that are watching, or when you come across my channel, subscribe and like it. But then also, do something that is soulful through you. Do something that ignites love for the people that are in your family, for your neighbors, for your country, for your entire world. I mean, if we're thinking about collective consciousness, we're thinking about every single person that has or has been or is going to be, that are all connected at all times, across time and space, everything. So when you're, you know, having your thoughts about destruction or death or grief or anything like that, you're putting that spice into the pot. So instead of putting those spices into the pot, you know, bring something else to the table. Bring something that's enriching, that's nourishing, that's loving, that's nurturing. Everything that you do in your daily life affects everything else. It is a ripple effect, really. And I know I see it in my life. If I take the time to step back and to breathe and to listen to what my body needs, listen to what the people around me needs, and when we come together, we meet halfway, it makes things so much smoother, and it actually slows time down to where it's enjoyable, right? Because that's all we want. That's all anybody wants, is to be able to enjoy life to its fullest potential. And not everybody's the same. Of course not. We all need different things at different times, but we can all supply those things that everybody needs. Oh. This card comes up for me everywhere. It was just hiding in my box. Temperance. Temperance is very meaningful to me. I'll probably do a whole spread on it. Or a whole spread. A whole video on just that one card. Because, yeah. Okay. So this is Notes from the Universe on Abundance. And I'll just pull one card. I kind of have a cold, so I'll just pull one card. Oh. Do you like the sunflower? Okay. Great big ear-to-ear open smiles are responsible for far more sizzling romances, salary increases, life extensions, and calorie burning than your dentists, doctors, and financial planners will ever comprehend. So show us your tonsils, the universe. That's a pretty good one to end on. Hope you liked my video. Subscribe, like it, tell your friends. Stop back in. I'll be making more. Blessings for your day.